guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! I'm sorry for the echo, you guys. Obviously, you can see that Just Call Me Wah is under some kind of construction. I'm so excited to reveal it to you if I could ever just get this room done being painted. Welcome to this recap of 90 Day Fiancé. Nope. Welcome to this recap of Life After Lockup, Season 3, Episode 27. Snitches get stitches? Payback is a snitch. Ah, Jesus. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you so much for your support. Go on ahead and give this video a thumbs up, share on any social media platforms that you deem fit, and let's jump right into this episode. The first couple that we are going to talk about is Lindsay and Scott. Is that her name? Lindsay? Okay, so Lindsay is back, right? I mean, she really thinks that she has a leg to stand on. We come back to their segment where we left off last episode, and she has just flipped the table outside that Scott is sitting at and gone in the inside of the house. But before she went in the inside of the house, she made sure to say, just so you know, in case it wasn't clear, this relationship is over, and I'm gonna have somebody in your bed by the end of the week. I wanna have as much self-esteem as Lindsay. Balls, gall, something that makes you feel like you're all powerful, even though you literally don't own anything, not even the clothes that are on your back. So she goes out to the front, sits in his car, calls a friend, tells his friend to come over and do something, and that she has tenant rights. Girl, are you paying rent? How are you gonna have tenant rights when you're not an actual tenant? She, for some reason, thinks that she's not gonna leave this home, and she doesn't have any reason to leave this home. It's her and Miley Grace's home, and that Scott could move out. But who's gonna pay the rent is my question. Do you think he's gonna continue to pay the rent? Scott says that he imagines that she's gonna be back in prison within 6 months. And then he goes into his office and he sees all the mess that she's made, and he's just like, this kind of seems exactly what I thought it was gonna be. So I guess it is what it is. She is delusional in thinking she has any kind of control in this situation. She says that she wants Scott to know that she makes the rules, and if the rules are broken, these are the consequences. And I'm like, who is you though? Lindsay also feels like she's playing a game of chess with Scott, and that she's 5 moves ahead while he's only 1 move ahead. And I'm just like, girl, what? You don't even know how to play chess. Why are you lying? This is a whole lie. This is a bad metaphor. Go on ahead and pack your little suitcase, your trash bag full of clothes, and go stay at your mama's house, because you do not have any kind of rights nor legs to stand on in this situation. The next couple that we are going to talk about is Quaylon and Chevelle. Ooh, girl, this gets good. Okay, I like their storyline. I think Chevelle is doing a really good job of allowing the producers to kind of make up the drama, and the drama's just coming in. So her, DeMarc, and Maila are in Branson, and they're at some like carnival or kid park or whatnot, and Quaylon has just landed, and he is trying to call Chevelle, but Chevelle is not answering her phone. Just at the exact moment that Chevelle steps away to go to the bathroom, Quaylon decides that he's gonna call Maila's phone so that Maila can tell him where they're at. Maila says that they're by a Ferris wheel. DeMarc says, Maila, who are you talking to? Maila's like, I'm talking to Daddy. And then Quaylon's like, Maila, who are you talking to? She's like, I'm talking to Uncle DeMarc. Quaylon finds out where exactly this carnival is in Branson. He says that he doesn't know anything about Branson, but he just went there in the hopes to find his family. And he rolls up on Chevelle and DeMarc having a very deep conversation about the future of Chevelle's life, you know, with Maila, and the fact that she's been telling her for 2 years that Quaylon is Maila's daddy. And you know, Chevelle doesn't know what to say. She says that she cannot just tell Maila that it's over and Quaylon is no longer her daddy. This is all 100% her fault, and that she made a lot of mistakes along the way. Quaylon rolls up, and Chevelle is like, Quaylon, what are you doing here? She feels 50% happy that he's there because it shows that he really loves her, but then also 50% annoyed because she hasn't quite figured out what she's gonna do about their relationship. Quaylon sits down and puts his arm around her, and he's like, hey, and DeMarc, Chevelle, and Quaylon sitting on a bench together, and the awkwardness of this has got Chevelle in the center, like not knowing what to do. Because on one end, she's got DeMarc saying, look, I don't trust you, you know what I'm saying? You're not doing anything good for my family. And then you have Quaylon on the other hand saying like, you got it all wrong. You don't even understand what's going on. And it's just like, no, Quaylon, you have nothing to say that can even hold up. Now that we know that DeMarc has been in prison as well, came out, played a girl, the same thing that Quaylon did to Chevelle, left her, was like, nah, okay, I'm cool. I thought I wanted this while I was in prison. You know, writing you, it made it seem like it was the right thing to do. But as I get out, I realized like, no, it's not the right thing for me. I'm not ready for this. So D-Mark has no sympathy for Quaylon at all. He feels like Quaylon is just using his cousin and he doesn't want to let it happen. So at some point, Chevelle has to kind of interject herself and send D-Mark off. So D-Mark walks away and he's like, nah, player, you the one that got it twisted. I don't got nothing twisted. And Quaylon's like, all right, all right, all right, all right. It was a lot of posturing, a lot of, you know, egos and male towards each other. At the end of the day, Chevelle and Quaylon's relationship, even though people are against this, Quaylon has only been gone a month. And I know that's a long time. However, I think that Quaylon deserves another opportunity. Coming at it like he knows he deserves another opportunity and he feels like he didn't mess up that much. But listen, I think she should give him another chance so that she can really get to know and see if this person has changed. The next couple that we are going to talk about is Puppy and Amber. Puppy and Amber are getting ready to go out for the evening. It has been a week since Puppy has been out of prison and she's excited yet nervous to go out and meet some of Amber's friends. So Amber's like, girl, don't worry about it. You look sexy, you look hot. We're gonna go out and have a good time. And so Mama Puppy puts on her heels, girl, and she just like coming out. And I'm like, girl, you know Puppy fine. This must not be during COVID times. Go out to this hookah lounge slash bar, which looks so much fun. Oh my God, I'm so jealous. Like, when is the last time I've been out? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wanna go and smoke hookah somewhere and just to hear music and just sit down and be amongst people. I want to go out. So anyways, they're in this hookah lounge having a good old time with all of Amber's best Judy's girls. You know what I'm saying? They're like a fun group, okay? And the girls are here for Puppy, okay? The girls are standing Puppy. They're on Puppy's side, but they're telling Puppy and they're telling the camera that they don't know if Amber is really ready to just come out and say she's a lesbian. So at this point, girl, listen, when I first saw Amber, I was like, oh, she's a lesbian. She's gay. But apparently not. Apparently Amber has been living this heterosexual life this entire time. And Puppy is one of the only women, if the only woman, that she has like had sex with or been in a relationship with. And so that's why she's so like worried about putting a title on them right now, because she doesn't know if she wants to, I guess, come out as gay or say that she's bi or whatever it is. Like, maybe she's not attracted to all other women. She's really attracted to Puppy. And I could see that being a thing. Like, listen, there have been times I've been attracted to women too, and I'm just like, but I'm not gay. But I like this one. I like her. She's nice. Honestly, in my body, I'm like not a part of the LGBT community. So anyways, so she is playing with Puppy though, which is bad, okay? Which is not a good thing to do, which I think is a thing that a lot of straight women do, is that maybe they are attracted to certain types of women here and there and not fully enough to say that they're, you know, a part of the LGBT community or a queer person or anything like that. But they do like this one person and they end up getting in a relationship or starting something with that one person and then causing trauma. And then causing trauma and drama with that situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't want to be somebody to do that to someone else. And I hope Amber wouldn't want to be that person to Puppy. Puppy says to Amber, please don't leave me by myself. And halfway through their time out, Amber has been drinking and she finds herself moving about the cabin, saying hello to whom and whomever, you know what I'm saying? Making her rounds, seeing all her friends, sitting on a couple of males' laps. And all of her kiki friends that are with Puppy are like, girl, so what do you think of Amber? And she's like, I like her, you know? And they're like, okay, so, you know, is this your first time with the girl? And Puppy's like, no, I like women. And the boys are like, okay, sis, we see you, okay. And I'm just like, oh, I want to be there so bad. I want to hang out with them so bad. So long story short, Amber doesn't realize that she's upset Puppy. Puppy's mad on the ride home and she's just like, I don't want to talk about it right now. And Amber's like, okay. And then when they get to the house, Amber just puts it on her. And this is what Puppy's been wanting this whole time, is Amber's hands all over her body. And so she's just like, listen, right now I'm pissed off, but we're about to have some sex, so I'm gonna let it go because I need this. Okay, I need to get some. So I'm just gonna let it happen, but we're gonna talk about this tomorrow. And I am ready for that conversation. So the next couple that we're gonna talk about is Shawn and Destiny. All right, so the sun sets on trifling ass Destiny and she is in her sister's house talking to her sister about being really worried about going to prison. And she has her court date the next day. She still doesn't know if she's gonna go. Brittany's like, you can't not go. Like, think about the ramifications of how it's gonna affect your life in the future. And he's like, but it's my life. Like, I know I put you guys through a lot, but like, you're not gonna be the one to possibly serve this 7 years prison sentence. So I'm gonna do what's best for me. And Brittany's like, What about Shawn? And Destiny's like, what about Shawn? I don't owe Shawn anything. He lied to me. The fact is that Shawn is going to have to talk to Kelly on a daily basis, if not once, twice a day, because she is raising their 6 kids. They're going to need to coordinate that situation. And those 6 kids, I believe, are all under the age of 18. They need their daddy and they need their mother and their father to talk to each other on a daily basis. And the fact is that Destiny is so upset about that. And I don't know what Shawn could have possibly said to her, but as a grown woman, she should have realized that Shawn is going to have more contact with his ex-wife, Kelly. It's silly for Destiny to not have known that Shawn was going to be talking to Kelly more often than what he claimed. And for her to use that against him is just her being a weasel. Shawn is preparing to fly down to Reading to be there at the court. He's tried to reach out to her several times, but he just showed up at the court date. And the next morning, her sister Brittany is at court and she's like, I knew this would happen. I don't know where Destiny is. I woke up and she was already gone for the day. And I feel like if she was just gonna run, I wish she would have told me so that I didn't waste my time coming up to the court. So she's been calling her sister trying to figure out. She sees that Shawn has showed up and she's like, what is he doing here? And I'm like, he's trying to make sure his $50,000 doesn't go down the drain. That's what he's doing here. I think it's really rude for all of that family to feel like Shawn shouldn't show up. Like, no, girl, no. Destiny even tells her sister that if she were to go back to prison, of course she would talk to Shawn again. It's like, why would she give up that meal ticket? Why would she give up that direct line of money? And so now we know that she's directly using him because she said it in all but her own words. I also love how Destiny feels like she doesn't owe anybody any explanation because it's her life, yet her actions have repercussions on people around her. Girl, Destiny get on my nerves. It's just like hard to watch somebody be so selfish and crazy. It's like not even Lizzie. Like Lizzie was selfish and crazy, but fun. She gonna say she doesn't answer to nobody. Girl, you need to be. The next couple that we are going to talk about is Andrea and Lamar. So long story short, these two make up. Andrea goes home. She's got Nyla in the car and Nyla's like, okay, girl, are you going to be okay? Are you going to go there and act like you have some sense in your brain? And Andrea's like, yes, I am. And Priscilla's in the back seat sitting in a booster seat. And I am so confused because Priscilla is 8 years old and she's not even a small 8-year-old. I don't understand why this child is in a booster seat. They didn't have to show us that shot of Priscilla sitting in the back seat like she's 5 years old. She a thick 8. So they get to the house and Andrea starts to unpack, tells the girls to unpack their things, and Lamar comes home with a bouquet of flowers and he apologizes to Andrea about having Priscilla lie, and he says that he's going to make certain that he does better, but he wants Andrea to step up and fix her relationship with Shantae. Andrea throws out a lot of the reason why her and Shantae don't have a relationship, basically saying it's not her fault, that it's Shantae's fault, but Lamar is like, okay, that being said, I still need you to fix it. I still need you to reach out to my daughter and make her feel welcome and warm. And it's also weird because Andrea says that she wanted to be there when Priscilla met Shantae. And I was like, why? Why is this something that made you upset? You didn't need to be there for that. Maybe you and Shantae need to have a meeting by yourselves to talk about it. The truth is that Andrea did act up when Lamar came out of prison to see his ex-girlfriend and Shantae's mother. She did act up. So why would Shantae think anything less? And it's because Andrea wants to take him away from that environment, which causes him to stay away from his daughter. And he can't do that. He's hurt Shantae a lot, and he's trying to make amends for that. And Andrea needs to recognize that that's the man she married, and that's the situation that she married into. Lamar ends up having a conversation with Priscilla, telling Priscilla that he's sorry and that he doesn't want her to think that any of this is her fault and that he'll never ask her to lie again. And Priscilla's like, okay, daddy. And then they rap together, and it is whack, but cute. When Lamar brings the flowers, he's like, hey, babe, I got you some flowers. And Andrea's response is, that was smart. She got on my nerves. Okay, so the last couple that we're going to talk about is Michael and Sarah. So we pick up their segment where Mike is at the hotel room packing his stuff because he's checking out, and he's decided that he's gonna roll up on Sarah to see how she's doing. It's the very same day, right? Just later on from their fight. So Sarah's at the house. She is talking to Aviana, playing with her, having a good time, drinking a beer, and then Mike just walks in the house, you know, because that's his wife's house, so he's just gonna walk in. Girl, she need to change her locks or lock her door or something, because I'm sick of that Negro walking in that woman's house. So he comes in with his bags, sets them down, and then they both sit down and have a conversation with Aviana, telling her that they are sorry for their behavior. Honestly, no, it's Sarah who prompts that, tells Aviana that she's sorry for the behavior and that she doesn't want her to think that mommy and daddy don't love each other or don't love her, and that they're really sorry. And then Mike's like, yeah, I'm sorry. I feel like Mike wasn't even ever gonna say sorry to her about that. That just shows who he is. So Mike then puts Aviana down to sleep, and Sarah and Mike have a conversation in which Mike is making Sarah smile, which annoys the shit out of me. Sarah proclaims that she's never gonna have sex with him ever again, and Mike is like, no, we will. When's the last time we had sex? But when's the last time we effed? And she's over there giggling like a schoolgirl, and then offers him a beer. And I was just like, girl, you are sad. You are sad. And then he asks her about her relationship with Malcolm, and she's like, well, I don't know, where we are from here, but we're gonna have to, come together and work on some things. And I'm just like, girl, we know Malcolm don't want you. Listen, that ending conversation that you and Malcolm had led us to believe that Malcolm was putting this on pause, if not ejecting the tape and throwing it over his shoulder, because he wasn't trying to deal with you and your drama and your wishy-washiness. He can see that Mike still got some kind of hold over you, or otherwise you wouldn't be out there hollering and screaming at him like that. Girl, don't nobody want you and all that baggage. Mike decides that he's gonna make the situation better by apologizing to Sarah, and this is the way he starts his apology. So I wanna apologize to you. I'm just like, that's the way you start an apology to your wife? I can't. This is not me. It's not my life. You know what I'm saying? I saw a meme on Instagram where somebody was like, I saw a TikTok where a man was like, ladies, is it true that some of y'all be dating men that don't have pillowcases? Girl, what's wrong with you, sis? Are you okay? Yeah. What is happening in your life where you're gonna date a man who don't have pillowcases? And I feel like that is exactly the kind of person that would date Mike, because Mike is a man that does not have pillowcases. He then tries to apologize to her for the way that the conversation went. She then says, you know how we're gonna manage this is if we don't talk about the past. We just never talk about it and we just move on forward from here. And I'm like, Sarah, what do you mean? The past is the foundation of your frustration with this person. And what do you mean you're never stop bringing up the past? There's no way that you guys cannot bring that up. He has hurt you immensely and has not apologized for it or made amends for it. And he's like, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Move forward, not talk about the past. And I'm like, yeah, because you were the one who did the dirts. These two are exhausting. As a grown-ass 38-year-old person, watching some 24-year-olds maneuver their lives and then also have kids mixed up in their shenanigans is really hard for me. But I just have to watch the show, right? I have to review it, so there's that. All right, you guys, so that's the end of this recap. What did you think of this episode? What did you think of the couple? Who's your favorite? Who are you ready to go? You know who I'm done with? I'm done with Lindsay and Scott, and I am done with Shawn and Destiny. Oh, did we talk about Shane and Lacey? Oh, Shane and Lacey's little thing. Let's talk about them real quick. They had a little bitty thing. We see a domestic side of Lacey. We see her cooking dinner for her kids, them all sitting down and eating, and then Shawn trying to talk about morality at the dinner table, and Lacey's like, what's going on? So finally, Shawn says, Shane is his name. So finally, Shane is like, so your dad told me that John is out. Have you reached out to him? And she's like, is that why you've been mad? No. And I'm mad at my dad for being all in my business. Shane's like, well, why didn't you tell me? And she's like, well, now you know, so. He's like, he doesn't want to argue with her, you know what I'm saying? But I can tell he wants to have more of this conversation, and she really doesn't. She's like, I'm carrying your baby, Shane. I would never do anything to jeopardize our relationship, or whatever she said. And then that was the end of it. So, I mean, I would like for theirs to get more meatier and interesting, because remember when their segment was so good, and now it's just kind of boring. We need John to cause more trouble. Okay, you guys, so that's the real end of this recap. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Let's have a kiki and a conversation down in the comments section. And remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye.